advocates are sharing new findings after scrutinizing Nebraska's foster care system.
State lawmakers called it an emergency in January. A national consultant is leading a group of stakeholders to fix the broken system.
KETV News Watch 7 has learned sloppy paperwork is responsible for holding up cases of children in foster care and keeping them from stable, permanent families.
Our garden is like a memorial garden, so that's been the part that helps me heal.
Healing is what encourages this former foster child to grow.
They usually make it right to the ceiling or to the top of the roof, huh?
When Clarissa Siebrecht was 12, she was launched into foster care.
I had some behaviors and I disrupted. I ran away.
Her mother struggled from heroin addiction and gave birth to 13 children, all of them spinning into the system.
Mommy, I got it!
Now 35, Clarissa is a married mother of 5. These are 4 of her little girls. Clarissa served as a child welfare caseworker for 5 years.
Oh, I got it.
She previously worked for Promise Ship, a private provider in Nebraska, one of many transitions over the past dozen years of Nebraska's tumultuous turnovers.
I feel like we are in the state of emergency, to be honest. And we've been that way since we went back to the state.
All Child and Family Services came back into the hands of the state in 2022. Her boss says uncertainty leads to turnover.
It's concerning in that anytime there's a transition, it can cause a disruption in the system. And it can cause folks who are working in the system to question, whether they want to continue or not.
Monica and Clarissa work for Nebraska's Foster Care Review Board.
We don't report to DHHS, we don't report to the courts, we don't report to the governor.
With a staff of 18 plus volunteer boards in every county, the watchdog boards review the cases of every child in foster care, relying on caseworker paperwork and documentation.
How often is each child reviewed?
We try to review each child at least once a year.
With the most recent review,
you're putting out fires.
The board carefully scrutinized the cases of 1,991 children in foster care in Nebraska, with the fiscal year just ending this June. Of those cases, 35% had delays in permanency because of incomplete or sloppy documentation, and 141 children saw substantial delays, all of those in Douglas and Sarpy counties.
The knowledge does not get passed on.
Sure.
The judge probably doesn't get all the information that he or she needs. Services don't get referred.
So more than 100 children are lingering in foster care.
It's huge, especially when you are a youth in the system waiting to be done with the system.
The average child in care in Omaha right now will spend 590 days in a foster home. That's 19 months. And they'll have a new caseworker every 4 months. And with each new worker?
And once that worker is gone, you have to start again. And you start to close up and eventually say, just read the file.
Clarissa says underpaid, new to the field, and overwhelmed with caseloads, she believes workers can't get the documentation completed.
Foster parents feel frustration because there's no continuity. What they shared with the caseworker last month, the new caseworker doesn't know.
Forcing children to relive their trauma. Child caseworkers stay on the job for an average of 1.8 years nationwide, and change at the top can create instability.
Helping us listen and learn.
Nebraska's DHHS director is resigning. Researcher Heather Woods points out there's no permanent state director of child welfare, behavioral health, or communication.
You have different things like a change in governor, a change in CEO that's upcoming. You have changes in directors that puts a halt to some things. It doesn't put a halt to the day-to-day work, of course.
Still, every stakeholder we talked with is hopeful.
The pay scales are getting to where they need to be, are improving.
I do feel like we're being heard, but I think change is slow.
They know that progress is made by lifting up one child at a time.
It's not hard to love your kids, and I feel like I ended that generation of trauma or abuse.
We found more than 3% of caseworkers quit every month. In addition, we've learned that more than 150 kids in the system have had 10 workers or more. You can read more about Nebraska's child welfare struggle in my story at KETV.com.